So welcome back. We start the second half of the Pool Hoops National Cup semi-final. Killester lead Templeogue 36-33 as Turner takes the first shot of the second half, doesn't make it, and it ends up bobbling to Sean Flood. And Pat, out of the first half, any significant stats that we should know about?
Well, look, again, in a game that started slow and teams struggled to find their rhythm, we talked about the importance of rebounding, and Killester with a significant rebounding advantage, 31 boards to 21. But and within that, the old stalwart, Jermaine Turner, with 11. And when you have 11 rebounds in one half, you've impacted the flow of the game.
So Keith Anderson answers the basket from Jason Killeen. So the lead is still 3, 38-35. Grace fakes the shot, but Casey does a good job staying in front and back inside to Killeen against Turner. But Killeen may be a little bit of ring rust, having not played, but I'm sure he'll find his form the longer he's still out there. But Turner flies by Grace and finishes with a dunk.
Yeah, you don't want to see transition defense that paces itself.
And Flood misses a layup there and picks up a foul on Paddy Sullivan, who's recovered from his first half knock.
You know, when Killeen has that high percentage shot on that end, can't convert it, but then they finish on this end with a dunk, there's an issue structurally that they're just not getting their bodies there right now.
Killester punishing him for the mistake, and Sullivan with an open three over Murphy, doesn't go, and Murphy gets the rebound, and they look to attack, and he finds Stephen James, and James takes some contact from Dick, but no foul called, and Paul Dick will look to attack here, but Connor Grace thwarts his efforts, but Al Casey from the elbow, he made one in the first half, but doesn't make that one. It comes up short. It's 40-35 with just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Killester a little bit stronger out of the gate, but unable to convert and really make them pay.
James just about avoids hands of Keith Anderson, but the long arms of Turner gets hands the ball, and Killeen and Anderson fight for the ball, and there'll be a jump ball. And it's going the way of Templeogue.
And Lorcan Murphy and Connor Grace leading Templeogue with scoring 12 points and 7 points respectfully. I'm sure that Mark Keenan is hopeful that Sean Flood can kind of break out of the shooting woes that he had in the first half. He did strike a nice three.
He nearly did the job for you there, Pat, as he put a nice left-handed floater over, but
at this stage now 2 for 12 from the field, and you know, again, for Mark as a point guard, I'm sure he's going to be trying to pump up Sean and keep him going. And you know, oftentimes you got to remember, even though you're a point guard, you know, you can't let your own scoring troubles affect the running of a team too.
And the point guard, the other end, Paul Dick, does exactly that and score for his team as he extends the lead to 7, 42-35. Flood gets the ball to Grace, and Stephen James back to Flood. Flood will take that three. Comes up short and rebounded by Al Casey. And Paul Dick let him get back-to-back baskets. Doesn't make it, but Turner keeps it alive. And that will be... Turner got lucky there, I think, as he calls on Alan Casey. He swiftly puts his hand up wisely. I think that'll only be Alan's second rather than Jermaine's third. And Killeen does check out the game for Thomas Swahi. Let's hope for Jason that's just give him a quick breather. He finds his fitness again after coming back from a long injury. Pat, the worst possible thing, even for guards, it's difficult to come back from injury, but for big guys, having not been one myself, I presume it's even harder.
Sure, I mean, look, you start measuring game speed and cardio and you know, your aerobic fitness particularly. You know, I'd be keeping a close eye on him late in the game.
And Swahi comes off the bench, makes a nice move, and shows nice touch to score over Jermaine Turner.
Well, that's a great contribution, where they needed it and how they needed it.
Vic finds Casey in the corner, guarded by Swahi. And Swahi's called with a light foul there.
Very late.
Not a lot of contact, but Paul Dick gets the call. It'll be end-line ball as they lead 42-37.
And point of emphasis on the referee's point about putting the hand on the driver, right?
Yeah.
He was quick with the whistle on that.
As Keith Anderson punished them with a nice two off the out-of-bounds play. And yesterday in the game, Pat, especially in the last 6-7 minutes of the game, as Paul Dick seems to have got away with the same kind of call there, the referees really did tighten up on that kind of thing you were talking about, the hand checking, and it made a big part to stopping Demons run down the end as
oh, it will. You know, again, if a team is chasing the game, they're going to take a little bit more risks, be a little bit more aggressive, but again,
Templeogue bench screaming for travel there, but Turner let it out of his hands by look, got blocked, and Grace starts the fast break to Flood, and a nice step through for Murphy, but can't make it. Swahib gets the rebound, but Casey shows great hustle to get on the floor and get the rebound, and the referees let them play. But the foul is eventually called as Paddy Sullivan splits the gap, and that's called on Swahib. I think that's his third. He's certainly getting value for his minutes in terms of fouls. It's actually only his second.
But Killester keeping Templeogue on their heels here now. You know, and the thing I've been impressed with Killester, when they've needed to run a set play, they've executed it crisp. They don't always get the make, but they're executing. You know, they're scoring on out of bounds plays. And right now, again, you know, we're back to that stage where are the points coming from Templeogue?
We know where the points coming from Killester, as they often do, from the hand of Jermaine Turner. As his 9-point lead, Grace with a fantastic left hand finger roll, and Steve James chases down the rebound but steps on the line for the turnover. Sorry, but a tremendous move by Conor Grace as he keeps his team in it. It's 46-39.
That was a terrific finish here, and I'm wondering at this stage, will Mark Keenan make any tactical adjustments or arrangements to try to just offset the rhythm here with Killester, or change the momentum of the game a bit?
Casey in the short corner over the outstretched hands of Thomas White, doesn't make it. Well, Flood will look to set up the offense for Templeogue and the watchful eye of Paul Dick, who's a tremendous defender in himself. Stephen James is an open three, and that's one thing that both teams have struggled with, but particularly Templeogue, three-point shooting in this game. And there we see the fantastic hands of Paul Dick as he finds open Turner inside, and Turner finishes with another two to stretch the lead to 9.
Well, if you notice, Killester's they're not reliant really at all right now on the three-point shot, and who would be when you're getting shots in front of the rim?
Yeah, and Paul Dick, they have someone with fantastic vision. And to complement him, they have Kieran Rowe and a bunch of other point guards, and another experienced point guard, Johnny Grinnell, comes off the bench. And at the moment, Pat, is that playing a big part of the game, the decision making from Killester and the experience they have at that position?
No question. If look at this stage and at this stage of the competition in the cup, if I'm going to sub a guy in, it's going to be a guy with Grinnell's experience. He might not score a ton of baskets, but he's also not going to make a lot of mistakes. You know, he'll help you maintain that lead.
So it's Pyrebell Killester lead 48-39 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Good hands from Morrison. He's done an excellent job whenever he's been out there, and Sullivan misses that long three, and Flood will look to go. Good defense at the front of Grinnell and across to Morrison. Morrison looks to penetrate. Can't get that one. It's a tough shot. But Grinnell starts the fast break, and a foul called on Lorcan Murphy as he reaches in. And Paddy Sullivan will go to the line for 2 shots. So a timeout is called, the third foul on Larkin Murphy, so it increases the foul trouble, but it's 48-39. So Paddy Sullivan is at the line to try to extend this lead to double figures. And he makes that, so leads up to 10. So Paddy, Mark Keenan's shoes, obviously very experienced. He's looking to try and win his third national cup with a third team in 6 years. What will he be trying to do to his troops as he takes them in for their minutes break just there?
Well, again, Mark's a positive guy. He's going to drive them on, but he's going to continue to encourage them and have them play through mistakes, and that's such a big part of it at this level. Can you play through mistakes? You know, they're very reliant on Sean Flood's ball handling abilities, but you need to encourage him to try to knock down those big shots as well. You know, again, for Mark, the question is, does he change tactics now? Will he change a defense? Will he run a different offensive set for a different look? But again, now they'd want to be careful here in the last 3 minutes that this doesn't get away from them, and that becomes critical, because when you start chasing a game, you know, it's another roll of the dice.
So it's an 11-point lead at the moment, 50-39 to Pyrebell Killester as Owen Kernan comes in.
Yep.
And Jermaine Turner takes a break.
And you look at it now with Colleen on the bench. You know, Connor Grace's minutes are going up and up and up, and again, just that depth. Right now, Killester might not be getting a ton of scoring from their bench, but they're getting a lot of minutes from their bench.
Yeah. Larkin Murphy makes that one over the top. Great putback.
He's a terrific athlete.
Seen some tremendous dunks in the last year and a half. As Kieran Rowe doesn't make that three, and Connor Grace can't quite get his hands on it. And Templeogue throughout this season have been probably one of the deepest, certainly in terms of talent-wise, teams in the league. But tonight it's Killester you see playing nearly all of their bench so far. Templeogue, as you say, have had to play a lot of their bench, but perhaps not the ones that are used to getting extended minutes. Paul Dick goes off the screen of Kernan, shoots high over the outstretched hand of Colleen, but Flood can't get hold of the rebound, and Killester will have another 14 seconds. Paul Dick fakes the shot with good hands from Stephen James, but Killester will have it, and Dick will take a three. Doesn't go, and this time James does secure the rebound, and eventually get it into the hands of Sean Flood as they trail 41-50. James wide open for a three. And Stephen James, after missing his previous two, finds his range. And that's a huge shot for Templeogue as they cut the deficit to 6.
Yeah, they left the gate wide open there, and a bit of lack of communication on Killester's part. Lackadaisical in their transition defense. And this will become a big possession here now.
Paul Dick missed that three. Sean Flood decides not to make a three across to Morrison. Morrison comes off clean screen, or decides not to use it in the end. The shot clock ticks below 10. Fantastic fadeaway shot from Conor Grace there as the shot clock ticks down a little bit, and a timeout called by Brian O'Malley as it's back to 50 to 46.
A good timeout by O'Malley. Again, back-to-back possessions by Templeogue where they, degree of difficulty high, degree of success, again back.
So they come out with a timeout. So Pat, you mentioned possible changes for Mark Keenan. The last couple of plays there we saw Templeogue go to zone, but Brian O'Malley calls a timeout. Didn't see what they come out in here.
Yeah, they return to a 2-3, and then more importantly, they return Jason Killeen to clog up that middle.
Turner finds Keenan underneath, but Grace gets his hand on the ball for a clean block, and Templeogue crowd starts to cheers. They've got a chance to pull this game back to within 2, having just been down 11 points no more than 2 minutes ago. And Killeen inside against Keenan. He'll be looking to get revenge from early on. Doesn't make that. But Morrison open from a long 2 from the corner. Again, comes up short, and Paddy Sullivan with a chance to extend the Killester lead with 51 seconds to go on the clock.
Big opportunity there, again off a hustle play and an offensive rebound.
Turner goes up 3. Killeen got away with a long reach there, but a good block in the end, and Killeen gets the rebound. 33 seconds to go.
Yeah, and the difference there, right? Now Turner's taking on 3 defenders. They're collapsing on him, and they're willing to allow him to make that pass.
Flood misses that open 3. 20 seconds to go. Paul Dick decides not to hold up for the last shot, and Stephen James will come up with the ball but can't keep it in bounds. He was about to fall, couldn't find a teammate to throw it to, and 13.7 seconds to go in the third quarter with Killester leading 50 to 46. It'll be their ball, and a smart substitution from Keenan as he takes out Killeen for Swahi. Doesn't want to pick up his 4th foul with just 13 seconds to go.
A smart move, and now Mark again buying some time here with these subs. What they'd want to be careful of here. Now Killester's had a pretty good success rate in running their set plays out of bounds. They don't want to get caught sleeping here without communication, but they are setting their zone.
So we saw Anderson come up for a jump shot for last play, but the zone has played a difference, and Flood gets a good hand on the ball, but it ends up back in the hands of Paul Dick. And with 7 seconds to go, Dick, good defense from James, but Paul Dick shows his versatility and makes that as the clock ticks down to 1, 2, and Blaylock Morrison takes out the cameraman on the end line. But at the end of the third quarter, it's Pyrrell Killester 52, Templeogue 46. So here we go, start of the fourth quarter and the second of the Hula Hoops National Cup semi-finals. It's Pyrrell Killester led pretty much from the opening tip-off as they lead 52-46 against Templeogue. And Templeogue got themselves back to almost within 2 points, but missing a couple of shots to get it back to 2. But after that little break there, they're down 6. What will Mark Keenan's thoughts be going into this final quarter?
Well, look, I think I'm sure Mark is wondering that they may be onto something here with that zone, because they're forcing, a lot of off-balance shots, and Turner's been more likely to commit to the shot than to pass. So the question is for Templeogue, are they also in a position to not give up a second shot? A couple of times against that zone now. When you're in a zone, the rebounding responsibilities aren't as clearly defined. So that if they, two or three of Killester's scores against that zone have been second shots. But I think, again, if they can continue to close the gap on Turner and ask some questions of some guys on the perimeter that really haven't taken a lot of shots, again, there was a moment there we nearly wrote them off now.
Yeah.
and then they hung around, and Paul Dick made a tough shot right before the buzzer to make it 6. But right now, again, if I'm Mark Keenan, I'm thinking you're very much in the game.
So a couple of stops have kept it at 6, but Templeogue need to find their scoring touch again as Grace fakes the 3, goes past, and Graylock Morrison as Connor Grace goes past Al Casey, and Graylock Morrison gets hands on the rebound but can't keep it in. And Paul Dick will look to extend the lead here as Coach Brian O'Malley continues to make the changes for Killester. Not afraid of running his bench.
Templeogue extending their zone a little bit that time and ended up with a deflection.
Flood pulls it out after getting the steal. Finds Grace.
Morrison has given them some solid minutes in terms of energy and feistiness.
Morrison misses that 3. Of course, he made a huge 3 last week in the National Basketball Arena, pretty much to win the game in a close game with Templeogue. And great defense from Stephen James there as he puts his body on the line in front of Paul Dick, and Morrison comes away with the ball, and we've got the first minute of this quarter with no score. Connor Grace comes off the screen and right on cue makes a huge 3, put it back to 3 points. It's 52-49.
I really love Jason Colleen's awareness there, and knowing that the ball needed to get to Connor Grace there. He didn't hesitate at all. He made the swing pass and found Connor on the cut.
That's 15 points for Connor Grace, but as Stephen James gets the steal, gets in the hands of Morrison, but Morrison slows it down as Paul Dick plays some good defense. Grace this time fakes the 3. Sets a screen for Flood, who makes an excellent pass off the screen and roll. Can't get hands on, just can't get the hands on the ball from Jason Killeen, trying to rebound underneath, and Paul Dick looks for Turner inside, but good hands from Templeogue. Again, Pat, you talk about the zone, they're getting non-stop hands on the ball at the moment.
Yeah, look, if Templeogue wins this game, this zone would be the making of them. Again, a lot of deflections, a lot of contested shots, and I'm sure Templeogue have improved their rebounding percentages here as well.
Flood takes a 3 over the outstretched hand of Paul Dick, but doesn't make that one. Comes up short, and a timeout from Coach Brian O'Malley as Killester lead 52-49. We're ready to go here. It's 7:52 left in the final quarter of the second Hula Hoops National Cup semi-final. It's Killester leading 52-49 in a game that they've led from start to finish at the moment, but Templeogue have just shown signs of winning this zone, of getting back into the game here, and they have a chance to pull it to within one or tie it as Flood look to set up the offense.
But both Mark Keenan and Jason Killeen happy to concede the 16-foot jump shots from Jermaine. And don't get me wrong, he'll make you pay sometimes for that as well.
Ooh. And there we see the best of Killeen as he spins off Turner and makes a nice wrap-around layup and pulls it to win 152-51.
A lot of the Templeogue baskets in the second half have been hard-earned, but they're converting them. But again, another deflection out of that zone.
Yeah, seen numerous. Seems like every offense is ending in deflection for Templeogue. Oh, a tough jump shot from Killester. Back into the hands of Killeen against Turner, and he'll put the ball on the floor. This time he passed out, but comes back into him. Takes a tough jump shot over the hands of Turner. Turner gets a lovely block. And in the hands of Keewan Rowe. Stephen James, a good stand underneath him. Killeen again has really dominated the rebound since they went into that zone. You talked about him being in the right place underneath the basket. It's really been a big difference as Flood looks to penetrate, tries to pull it back out.
And Killeen clearly playing through some pain here, but he's such a space taker, you know, and he's really anchored that 2-3 zone in the second half.
Murphy takes a shot, 3-point shot right on the end of the shot clock. Yeah, and Killeen is really struggling to get up and down here. Maybe he just took a knock. Foul is called there. I'm not sure who that's going to go on, either Lorcan Murphy or Connor Grace, but I think that will be either third or fourth on somebody. It's gone against Connor Grace, and that will be his third.
Yeah, and then Killeen laboring a little bit up and down the floor. And this is where you want to be careful of fouling through fatigue. You know, fouling through fatigue, all of a sudden he picks up another, he's going to be on 4, and it's going to change the rhythm of the game.
Yeah, as we said, just back from injury, only second game back. Wasn't expecting to have to play this many minutes, but with the injury of Michael Bonaparte as the swarming zone defense plays different again, but Paul Dick shows his class and hits a huge 3-point shot from the wing.
A terrific shot at a crucial time. All the momentum had swinged into Templeogues for probably the first time in the game, and Dick answered.
Connor Grace comes up short. Dick gets a rebound. 2-on-2. And Paul Dick goes all the way. Connor Grace didn't want to pick up his fourth foul and lets him get the score, and all of a sudden he's back up to a 6-point lead, 57-51. Dick just missed out on the steal there. Killeen can't get past Grace. Past Turner.
Mark Keenan with a timeout again to try to stem this. The entire Templeogue bench upset that there wasn't a travel called on Paul Dick's drive there that he converted into 2.
So the timeout with 5:10 to go is 57-51 to Killester. So 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Sean Flood gets his hand on the ball, steals from Dwayne Turner. Stephen James completes the process by diving on the floor, and Flood will have the ball as they trail 6 by 6, 51 to 57. Good hands by Paul Dick, put some pressure on Logan Murphy. James drives to the basket, good stand by Dick. Turner tries to start the fast break, but Conor Grace, as he is nearly all the time, makes himself back, stops the fast break for Templeogue. Flood uses a screen and roll with Conor Grace, finds some space in the middle, but good hands from Anderson. And Paul Dick completes the process and comes off Flood last. So 4:30 to go, 51 to 56. Pat, how long will it be before perhaps Templeogue change their tactics a little bit, or maybe start to show a little bit of panic?
Well, look, you're still operating off a 24-second shot clock, so you got a number of possessions left. I suppose a lot of the concern here, Killester's had the lead for 34 minutes here, nearly 35 minutes. Templeogue for 2.5 minutes of the first half, and not since. They cut it to 1 there, and again, they're down a 2 full possessions here, but they're going to need to execute here now.
Flood with a 3 off the screen and roll, doesn't get it. And Turner skies, but Colleen puts enough pressure on to force Jermaine Turner to tip that one out of bounds.
The optimist would say that Sean Flood is due.
Yeah.
He's due. He's had a clean look. That there was nothing wrong with that shot, but he's just not unable to convert. And but again, the question for him is, can he continue to make plays for his team down the stretch?
Murphy drives baseline, and again you see the athleticism of Logan Murphy is unbelievable as he avoids the block. It goes underneath the basket and finishes on the far side.
Well, I tell you, the shot clock nearly went off. He was in the air so long.
Just continues to it as Anderson missed that shot, and again Templeogue are back to within 4. 3:30 to go. It's 57-53.
A couple of really critical possessions coming up here now.
Grace being guarded by Grinnell. He'll look to try and create space, doesn't get it. Colleen with a long jump shot.
Oh.
And he makes a huge jump shot just when it's needed. Now it's a 2-point game with 3:12 to go.
We talked earlier about Colleen and Grace looking for each other at critical moments here now.
And a backcourt violation there, as the zone continues to cause trouble for Killester, but they still lead by 2.
Templeogue not having the lead now since early in the first half. An opportunity to tie or go ahead here.
So Paddy Sullivan will check in, but not quite yet. He'll wait for the next play. Murphy, as they look to run out of bounds play. Stephen James coming off the curl, gets into the lane, finds Colleen. And Colleen makes a lovely move to evade Jermaine Turner and finishes, and the game's tied. And all of a sudden the Templeogue fans start to find their voice with 2:44 to go in the Hula Hoops National Cup semi-final. The game is tied, and Flood steals that from Turner, finds Murphy. Murphy is fouled by Kieran Rowe. He had no real choice, and all of a sudden, in the space of 30 seconds, Pat Killester are looking in the ascendancy.
Well, again, it doesn't always happen when you want it to, but it's right on time. Again, if you're Mark Keenan now, you're staring into 2.5 minutes. Now you're going into the red zone. Execution is paramount. You start saying who's your best ball handlers, who's your best free throw shooters. Mark may end up getting in a situation now here where he coaches offense, defense. Every time there's a whistle, we may see a substitution to defend or to try to execute on the offensive end. But now really, it's a bit of a chess game that's going to happen now between O'Malley and Keenan.
So 2:35 to go. And Murphy can't take that opportunity to put Templeogue back in the lead.
They've been knocking on that door. They haven't had this lead, an opportunity to take the lead here.
And eventually he gets the roll. So with 2:35 to go in the Hula Hoops National Cup semi-final, it's Templeogue take the lead from 58 to 57. Templeogue stay in the successful zone.
And their willingness to extend it is based on the 2 big guys inside.
Sullivan can't find his space. And a charge is called, so Templeogue got the steal, but the whistle is blown. But all of a sudden we see a different level of enthusiasm for the bench of Templeogue and on the court as the momentum has swung massively in the last minute and a half as Templeogue lead by a point. But Pat, I'm sure Brian won't panic. He's a fairly cool character, but will he be downhearted a bit with a down, or will he just look at the clock and think he would have taken this situation against an undefeated team with 2:14 to go?
Well, again, it's, as they were saying, Cork, it is and it isn't. You know, like I'm sure, you know, there's probably a little bit of concern and frustration that having held that lead and not been able to really put Templeogue away is critical. But right now, he's got to coach for the moment and coach for the play.
James from the corner doesn't make it, and Sullivan gets the rebound with a chance to put Killester back in the lead as the clock ticks under 2 minutes. Paul Dick, a lot will be in his hands as he come down the lane, but good stand from Killeen, and Killeen gobbles up the rebound, and he seems to have found a second wind where he looks dead on his feet 5 minutes ago, and all of a sudden as Grace pulls up decides not to take the three. But Flood again, as you talked about leading this team, the shots aren't going today, but a good job of holding up the ball, and he finds Stephen James open in the corner, and Steve James makes a massive tool to put Templeogue up 3 with 1:30 to go. So Killester desperately need a score. They've really struggled against this zone as they continue to try different people at the top of the zone. Sullivan open for 3 in the corner, doesn't take it, ends up taking it on the second attempt, and Killeen grabs what must be nearly his 50th rebound in the second half.
What a massive, massive defensive performance by Jason Killeen in the second half. Again, playing on one leg right now and a bit of fatigue. But boy, his size has paid dividends for Templeogue in the second half.
Yeah, he throws that one long to Porter Grace, just out of bounds. But Sean Flood, who's done an excellent job at the top of that key, dives for the ball, gets hands the ball, but doesn't get the call. Kieran Rowe hustles himself as well, and just managed to save it for Killester. So Killester will have again another chance to get within 1 or tie.
Well, I tell you, I'll pay a huge credit to Flood. He's had a day that he'd really want to forget from the shooting point of view, but his hustle has never stopped and his body language never changed.
Dick with a chance to tie it, doesn't make it. Turner gets his hands on the rebound, bobbles out of his hands, but Killester will get it back with 10 seconds on the shot clock. They trail by 3. Dick, 6 seconds on the shot clock, gets in the middle of the key. Good drive by Dick, but now all of a sudden everything that was going for them early on isn't going, and as the clock goes below 30 seconds nearly, it's 3-point lead for Templeogue. Murphy drives the baseline. They'll use the clock up with 14 seconds on the shot clock. There's 10 seconds difference between the shot and the game clock. And Paddy Sullivan, I'm sure Brian O'Malley won't be too pleased with that foul there with 10 seconds on the shot clock. No team penalty, so Killester will have a chance to run out the clock, which means, Templeogue, which means Killester will have to foul at least 2 more times in order to send them to the line, otherwise the clock will run out.
Again, red zone management is critical. Being aware of how many fouls do you have to give at this stage. Right now, Killester's in some trouble.
And a quick foul there from Kieran Rowe. And Pat, out of nowhere it seems, Templeogue didn't look to be in the game. We kept talking about them hanging on, and all of a sudden now they're red-hot favourites to win the game from the foul line.
I tell you, reports of their death were greatly exaggerated. You know, they again, right now, how critical is it that they can execute on an inbounds play, set their screens, make their cuts, and maintain possession while you know Killester's trying to foul.
Kieran Rowe gets unlucky there as he gets a bobble, gets hands on the ball. This time we will have to foul, and it will be Sean Flood who'll go to the line. They lead by 3, 60-57, with 14.1 seconds to go on the clock. And I suppose, Pat, you don't get to be undefeated in a season with a record of 10-0 by not being strong mentally and having a well-coached and well-balanced team, and injuries haven't phased them too much today.
Well, look, Matt, from your own experience, you've seen this time and time again. Good teams have to go through games like this, and you know the irony here now is if Flood, who has struggled with his shot all day, if he has the opportunity to convert this free throw, he'll be the man that creates a two possession differential and has an opportunity to close out the game here.
So Flood on the line. Comes up short there, but again that hustle from Flood, gets hands on the ball, but Turner finds Anderson, who takes a 3. To Killeen, and hits the deck, but no foul was called. The timeout is called, and out of nowhere, a massive shot from Keith Anderson over the outstretched hands of Jason Killeen, and they've called it a 2. They've definitely called it a 2. So it's a 1-point game. It's Templeogue still in the lead, so with 8.2 seconds to go going to the timeout, it's Templeogue that leads 60-59. So, as we come out with timeout, it's Templeogue lead by 1. And Pat, after a minute's break, Mark Keenan will be looking to finish out the game here.
Well, they've got Flood as the inbounder now. They're going to run a little bit of a zipper play. I'd say they're going to bring Connor Grace to the ball here.
They look for Grace. He's just gaining position, but Paul Dick did a good job of not letting him get it, and in the end, Stephen James is the man to get into it. It's Stephen James to go to the foul line. With 7.3 seconds to go, it's Templeogue lead Powerbell Killester by 60-59 as they try and make it their undefeated season continue and get to the National Cup final. So 2 huge free throws for Stephen James here.
You know, the outcome of this second shot obviously determines the type of defense Templeogue plays, right? Do they need to protect the rim or protect the line?
He misses that one. Killeen nearly gets a tip in, but a foul, a smart foul from Sean Flood there as he stops the clock as Turner was turning the corner to a 3-on-2 break and looking to tie the game. So good foul from Flood, and it'll be Killester ball with 4 seconds to go.
Well, I tell you, Templeogue now, all they got to do is be very, very careful with this first pass coming in, because they have fouls to give. If they defend and they move on the pass instead of the catch, they have an opportunity to close out the game on defense right now. You know, again, you can be creative on the Killester end and try to throw a ball towards the rim here. You know, because if you know they're going to try to stop the clock again, you know, maybe get the act of a shot off here.
So they're trailing by 2, 4 seconds to go.
There are very much tactics at play here right now, where they put that first pass, and also knowing that Templeogue's likely to try to foul here.
Whose hands do you expect the ball to be in for Killester as they come out of this timeout?
Well, look, again, if they have time to attack, they don't need the 3. You know, right now they need to score, and you know, if Jermaine Turner will either be your first or second option.
So 4 seconds to go in the second of the Hula Hoops National Cup semi-finals. They fight for the right to play GCD Swords Thunder in the final.
On a short pass, you'd be looking for Paul Dick here. Curious to see where they position Paul Dick, either as a first pass away or as an inbounder. Okay, so he's going to be coming off the screen here.
So Dick is away from the ball as they've come out of the zone by the looks and gone back into man-to-man. So it's Paddy Sullivan looking to get the ball inbounds. Dick comes to the ball.
They're going to jam that cut.
Turner with a 3 to win it. Doesn't go, and he'll go out of bounds, and that looks to be it. That is the end of the game, and Templeogue have come from nowhere. They've literally led for the last few seconds of the game only, having looked forlorn and beaten for most of the game pattern. You have to say a tremendous effort of heart when things weren't going their way in order to pull that one out.
Well, look, spare a thought for Brian O'Malley and the Killester squad, who held the lead for Geez, well, I tell you, about 38 minutes of that game, and again, but full credit to Templeogue, full credit to Mark Keenan, full credit to the interior defense of Templeogue, who really controlled the paint at the time that it mattered the most.
So a low-scoring, fantastic game with Templeogue coming out with us 61-59. Pat, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all at the Cup final.